G'day folks, welcome back to Stuff and Such. Today we're back here at the gun range. Thought we'd shoot a quick little video on a muzzleloader experiment I've been thinking about doing. So let's get into that. So what I'm wanting to do today is I want to test 3 shots with Blackhorn 209 and 3 shots with white hots. White hots are made by IMR powder. Blackhorn is made by I don't know who. I feel like it's Federal. Oh, Western Powders. Problem with Blackhorn 209, a few issues with it, is one, it's extremely hard to find. It's very expensive. It's a lot of people will swear by it for sure. Another thing I don't overly love about the Blackhorn 209 is it's a loose powder. Makes it a little more inconvenient. In our area, muzzleloader season is I think it's 5 days in December, so we very tiny window that we ever actually pull out the muzzleloader. It's only for one species of animal, so it's not something that our area has much desire to commit much energy into. So it's the more inconvenient it becomes to use, the more problems it can arise, and less apt to use it. So I've had it and I've used it a bit, and I recently picked up some of these white hots and kind of squished the box, but that didn't affect anything. So we're going to send out 3 rounds, 100 yards with, I got their FTXs, 250 grain. And they go in a sabot. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Blackhorn versus 209 white hot pellets. The white hots, they're that's what they look like. There's all these individual little pellets in there. So you put 2 of those things in, then stab your bullet down and put a primer on and let her rip. But if Blackhorn 209 is way better in accuracy, well then we'll definitely be using that. The thing is that accuracy is pretty well paramount. That's the deciding factor in most everything, because, well, typically with hunting and muzzleloader, even more especially, you have 1 shot, so you better make it count. So we're going to go send up some targets, and then we'll touch base again. Well, before I start, I'm going to just do a little clearing blast. Here you start to see the annoyance that you deal with this Blackhorn. So you need now you can obviously do this all at home and have them all pre-prepared and in these little tubes and stuff. But this is kind of how you have to deal with loose powder. You need a powder dispenser. So you put your powder in there and try not to spill it. Blackhorn doesn't go by weight, it goes by volume. So this here is a volume measurer with a slide in. It's hard to do one-handed, but it slides in, holds 50 as standard, and every click is 10. You can see there's little notches on there. So it's kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest. With Blackhorn, you use less powder. They say, it says somewhere on the back there, I'll read it in a second, just hang on. Maybe it doesn't say that. But it does say don't exceed 120 volumetric. You can read the back. 120 volumetric, and I think with some muzzleloaders they can handle up to 150, but don't quote me on that, I don't know that for sure. So it's kind of really challenging to be precise with this random contraption. So we'll stand up our muzzleloader, try not to stand over it. You try and pour it down the hole. So then, so it might look on the video like I'm standing over top of it based on how it looks, but I'm making sure I'm keeping it away from my face. Now I'd found this gun had shot best, I believe, and that's how I mean, you really ought to keep notes, but that it shot best with this little cap like this. So, sabot bullet, and then a little cap that goes in like so. Try not to lose it. So we're still making the first rounds there. Alright, she's ready to finally fire. Ready for our first round. Oh, we forgot ears. Well, I heard it hit something, but I think we better go take a walk. Because I think with muzzleloader you can't just shoot 3 rounds and then hope for the best. It takes a long time to process, whereas if we miss the paper entirely, then we need to drastically change things up. So let's go for a walk. Well, now we gotta find where we hit. So we hit 6 inches to the left. No, like 8 inches to the left. Huh. So we're gonna walk back to the range house over here, and we're gonna take another crack, but we're gonna use the IMR white hots, and you'll see why when we get in there. Alright, as for the white hots, this is what's involved with loading. You take 2 pellets that look like chalk. You drop them down. Then take your 2 thingies, sabots. And that's basically what's all involved with loading that. Now it's just a matter of put a primer on and let her rip. Well, I can see where I hit, but it's pretty wild. 12 inches high, dead center. So we'll try another Blackhorn and see if it misses paper entirely. And if it does, we might have to rethink our sabot and plug situation we got going on here, because right now we're not even shooting minute of deer. So that time it hit paper. But I'm sort of seeing no consistency in anything. This video is kind of transitioning into more of a video about can I get something worthy of hunting a deer working. I'm going to stop using those other sabots. I'm going to try shooting a load of 3 loads of the 250 grain with this black, and we're going to shoot 3 shots with the white hots and see if we can get them all on paper. Oh, right, that's a tight sabot. Well, they're kind of close together, so we're starting to have a bit of a group. So we're just going to shoot one fourth shot of this 209. I know for sure I pulled that one. And then we'll go and look at the target and see if there's anything there that would help convince you to make up your mind which way you want to go. Well, we went down and got our targets, and I don't know if it would really do anything to change your mind, but so there is my white hots, IMR white hots. I have one shot up in here where my finger is. That was my second shot, and I didn't really adjust my scope, and then it started shooting down there, which was kind of similar to my last year's target that I had ready for deer hunting. So I don't really know what the deal is. So there's my last year's target. So there's my first shot on your left, and then I move the scope, and I don't know why it's up there, and then I had a few shots that are pretty close to center. So I'm not quite sure why we're at that group. Reading the target, I have written down one small sabot and then one medium sabot stacked. Guess I should have read that target, which would be this one and the little buttons. But anyways, at some point in the video, I guess. And then here's the buckhorn. The one missed the target completely over here. Then I shot these three and then moved the scope over to the right, and then it shot down there and over a bit. It would have landed about here if I hadn't moved the scope. So I don't know if that really taught you anything or told you anything, because it didn't really tell me anything. The only thing, my takeaway is that it's a lot easier to do the IMR pellets, and that way you can go through this mess of muzzleloader stuff and try and figure out something that shoots good for you. Anyways, I imagine if you're watching this video, you've probably watched many others that have muzzleloaders that are just stacking them in 1-inch groups and wondering perhaps why your gun isn't doing it, but I am currently struggling with that myself. So anyways, not really sure how to end this video that's helpful for anyone, but that's life, I guess. Anyways, we'll be doing some more muzzleloader videos in the future, near future I think, as we try and sort this mess out. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye for now.